you've been performing everywhere around SAC. You pretty much hit all the major spots.
Yes.
So how did you start booking those gigs?
The first gig I got, major gig in SAC, was at Harlow's, and that was through Chris Hanif, my barber, who I was, I would go to the barber shop. He was cutting on 20th Street, and I used to go there from time to time. I didn't really have any friends, and kind of befriended him. And we always used to talk about, before STRQ actually started, he was one of the guys I was just confiding in and kind of tell him what I want to do and, what I do. And he had liked one of my videos of me playing some hip hop track, because he's from Chicago and he's a big hip hop head and he loves, records and stuff. So we always used to just converse about, what I'm doing, and he heard a lot of my stuff. And I told him I put a band together. We started rehearsing, and then he met a guy that wanted to do local acts at Harlow's, and that's how I got that gig. And then from there, he continued to book gigs for me, and then I also never stopped my grind and my hustle of just meeting people and trying to do it myself. So I came up with this kind of like this template email introducing STRQ is the newest upcoming band in Northern California. And I just used to just send it out maybe like 80 times a day all over California. And, and that's how we got the Burning Man gig in Oakland, is because, I laid that seed, and months later on down, I just saw my name on a bill, for Burning Man. And I was like, what? For real? That's okay. Yeah. So that was cool, So I was like, that just gave me more inspiration that I'm doing the right thing. So I just kept doing it. And then we got up to Vegas, and then it just kept happening. So I need to do that again, because we're coming into that season again. And I want to, have us really doing 2 times the amount of performances we did last year.
Tell me how the Burning Man performance went.
Awesome. But you have to have an open mind when you go to Burning Man. Because it's a very free spirit out there. It's things you've never seen before, So, there was, you may walk around and you may just see naked people. So yeah, that's the Burning Man experience. And we didn't actually play the pre-compression of Burning Man. It was like the pre-show before the big show, when they go out to the actual desert. Yeah. So we played for like the opening.
Okay. So back to your SAC shows. I know you did TEDx a couple months back. How was that?
That was just very simple. It's nothing I did. I didn't even send out my template. I just befriended a local guy who's on the TEDx for Sacramento. Didn't even know. And he just said he checked out my music, because I always posted videos, and just was like, hey man, I saw you local. Would you want to play for TEDx? I was like, heck yeah, I would. So that's how that went. It was that simple.
Did you get any shows from TEDx from people that saw that performance?
I don't know because a lot of times um, people just hire you and you don't. I don't know if they died. You know, they could have. A lot of people I met after was like, "Yeah, I saw you at TEDx," and I didn't even see them there. So no, I would say no because nobody hasn't said, "Hey, I booked you because I saw you at TEDx." But a lot of things have come off of that. Um, I think um, interviews for local things have popped up. So
Yeah, I know you were on Fox 40.
yeah,
How did you get that?
that was through Crocker Arts Museum because at the block party, which they threw 2 block parties last year, and we did both of them. So they wanted us to perform, just be the musical piece to that Fox 40 news piece that they did on the actual whole block party event.
Okay. I remember that was the first time I saw you guys perform at the Crocker Art Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Pat invited me, and I invited my mom, and she um, invited her sisters to go,
Mm-hmm.
and they had just the best time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she started promoting you to like her siblings and just a bunch of people, and that's a cool thing about your music. It's not just for like one generation, you know. It's a style that anybody who just likes good music can listen to and enjoy. There's dancing going on, and I have yet to find someone who has a complaint about STRQ.
That's good. We try to keep that going.
All right, now tell me about First Fridays.
First Fridays is something that, I guess, does that happen all over the United States? The first time I've ever heard of a First Fridays is here in California. But I asked that question because um, the first time I heard of it was locally, and then I know they do it in Oakland as well. So we did it. Our first performance was a First Friday performance here in Sacramento, and it was for Grounded, and that's what I have here. If you can see that. So this was STRQ's first gig, and the folks over at Grounded, they always embrace us. Like we even did our Tiny Desk performance there for the Tiny Desk audition. It was like Tiny Desk does this thing where they if you have a band, you can kind of get on their Tiny Desk to play and do a little tour with them. So we tried to do that, but we didn't get it. But maybe next time, or maybe just do a TEDx in Washington D.C. Not TEDx, Tiny Desk. That's a tongue twister, and it can mess you up. But yeah, Tiny Desk. So they do it. They're actually doing it right now, but we're not doing it because we're doing some other things. But yeah, so that's the first time I heard of First Fridays was through Grounded, and we also performed at the Sound Room in Oakland, and we got called to do First Fridays Oakland, and we also got called to do the Sound Room at the same time, and not the same time, but the same day, like an hour apart or two. So I just said that was great. So we did both of them that way, and I got the First Fridays event through the template that I usually send out to try to solicit performances for STRQ, and they hit me back and was like, sure, let's do it, and they actually want us to come back and do it next year as well.
How did you think the performance at First Fridays Oakland went?
Very good. We got a very good response there. We always get a very good response in Oakland. Yeah, I loved it because it was an outdoor event. So I just love the sound of outdoor music, first of all, but it just went perfect. We started playing around, was it 7 or 8? And it was before it got dark, and then we played into the dark. So it was the people stuck around. Like it was so much people out there, but when we started playing, they kind of crowded around to the front and stayed. And a lot of people took photos and later posted them to Facebook and tagged us in it, found us, online, and just had great things to say. So yeah, it was a great performance. Can't wait to do it again.
tell me about Sound Room. You know, you said it was about an hour or 2 hours after First Fridays.
Yeah.
So how was that?
That was good. We always get Sound Room is definitely a place where people will go to hear music on a Friday. I think they have a following because a lot of people that when we played there the first time never seen me play, never heard of me, and we almost had a sold out show if it wasn't sold out for the first time. The first time we played there, and the same thing happened the second time. And that was really like my first and second performance in Oakland. So they have a really good following, and I think we created one for ourselves there. But the shows there are just always good because I love the room. It's very, it's very like close and up, up front. I can tell jokes. I joked about Alex getting the phone numbers losing the phone number, getting the phone number, losing it, and getting another number. So that kind of crowd, I was able to do that kind and get personal with them. And if all my shows could be like that, I'll be golden. Thank you. So we are the Shawn Thwaites Rebel Quartet. Featuring tonight, we have Levi Salou on alto saxophone. On trumpet, we have Aaron Smith. On bass, Ben Koff. On drums, Patrick Pac-Man Anderson. I'm feeling a little lucky tonight because I hope his luck will rub off on me, and he's the newest member of this group, and that's Alex Raymond. I guess I gotta give you the story now. We played at First Fridays a couple hours ago, and he met a young lady, and she gave him her number on a bubblegum wrap, right? Don't clap too soon, trust me. She wanted to come to the show tonight, but he lost the bubblegum wrap. That's sad, man. I felt for him, for the new guy, so give it up for Alex Raymond. That could have been the one.
Well, I lost the first number, but I've got the second one now.
Today is just your day. Like, you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna perform with Shawn all the time.
Yeah, I mean, things seem to be going well. Shawn's my lucky charm.
Macaroni.